Yeah, so it's going to be dry. So if you're going to be outside roaming around trying to find something to do, it will be dry, but it will be cold. So make sure you bundle up.
You've been warned.
Yes. Craig and I were talking about this a little while ago. You know, you just think about the cold weather, like folks in New York and everything, and these temperatures. But yeah, you don't necessarily think about the cold here in Salt Lake City, at least being out in it that long. But it's going to be a cold one, so bundle up. We're talking about the winter cold returning as early as tonight. We're talking teens and low 20s for us as we go into the overnight time frame. We've got near normal temperatures on Tuesday, but remember, near normal temperatures are basically highs barely above freezing along the Wasatch Front and highs only in the low 50s across southwest Utah. And then, of course, all eyes will be on what happens for Tuesday evening into Tuesday night. More on that in just a second. Take a look at the time lapse from Ivins, Utah. You can see a lot of blue skies out there. Just a beautiful afternoon. Temperatures earlier today across southwest Utah in the low 60s. We had highs only in the upper 30s to low 40s across most of central and northern portions of Utah. So a big difference. But tonight, everybody is seeing those temperatures dropping off. So as you can see, we're down to 46 in St. George. But of course, your eyes are drawn immediately to 29 in Salt Lake, 26 degrees right now in Provo, but 18 degrees currently in Heber. So Heber, the Wasatch back, likely going to be seeing some places that are going to be down into the single digits by tomorrow morning. 11 in Evanston, 33 in Green River. We've got 23 in Emory, and our friends in Cedar City already at 24 degrees. So we'll go from the mid-40s to the low 40s and eventually the 30s overnight in St. George. Along the Wasatch Front, we're going to go from the upper 20s down into the low 20s as we go throughout the overnight hours. But by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, many of us will be down into the teens. We're talking low to mid-teens outside of the city. The city itself probably about 21 degrees for your low. St. George even getting below freezing at about 30 tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a frigid start to the day. High pressure building in from the west. Right now we've got clear, and that's going to set up the cold conditions across the region. We don't have to worry about any precipitation as the storm system, our next one, is way out here in the Pacific Ocean just south of the Aleutian Islands there, and it's about 2,000 miles away. So it's not going to be here tomorrow during the morning or during the daytime hours. But what about for New Year's Eve? Well, let's talk more about that forecast as we look at Futurecast. High pressure keeps us quiet and dry through most of the day tomorrow, at least through tomorrow afternoon. And then tomorrow night, we start to see this storm approaching, but it's going to be weakening as it moves our way. And I think high pressure is going to hold it off during the day on Wednesday as well. So I think until about Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, that'll be the first chance to see a couple of snow showers across portions of Cache Valley and down over towards some of the mountains as well. And then as we go into the late evening and overnight hours, Wednesday night into Thursday, that's when we can see some rain and snow showers working its way down the I-15 corridor as well. So we'll see how that plays out. If you're in southern Utah, this system is going to miss you again, but a northern half of the state, we could see some precip, but I think it's after we ring in 2025. So that's the good news. So here's your forecast along the Wasatch Front. We're going to struggle to get into the mid-30s for highs. By the time you get to midnight, we're talking low to mid-20s along the Wasatch Front. St. George, we're going to get into those low 50s for highs during the day. But look at this. By the time you get towards midnight, we're close to the freezing mark out there across the area. And your New Year's Eve forecast here across the rest of the state heading into New Year's Day, more similar conditions all across the region. So don't expect much of a change when it comes to maybe seeing some improving weather conditions across the area. So in St. George, we're looking at low 50s. That's actually a few degrees below normal, but dry conditions for the next 7 days. The Wasatch Front, we've got some cooler temperatures right where we should be, but chances of rain and snow Wednesday night and Thursday, that's light. A stronger system potentially for the weekend. Okay.